Hey guys, it's Michael Kwan from Beyond the Rhetoric here for another unboxing. The gadget that we're looking at today is the Sony SmartWatch 2. As its name clearly implies, this is the second generation of smartwatch from Sony. So let's break down some of the features and see what's in the box. So it seems like smartwatches have really become really popular in the last little while. We have the Pebble, which has a little bit better universal compatibility, and more recently the Galaxy Gear, which really only works with select Samsung smartphones. So something like the Sony SmartWatch 2 is closer to being universal than the Gear, but it's not as universal as the Pebble. So it is optimized to work with Android 4.0 or later. So pretty much any current Android phone, you shouldn't have any problem having this work with the Sony smartwatch. So whether you have a Sony, a Samsung, an LG, an HTC, or whatever, it should work. It has one-touch NFC for the pairing, but the actual connection is done via Bluetooth. So if your phone doesn't have NFC, as mine doesn't, you can still pair over Bluetooth the way that you normally would. As you can see on the box here, it also says that including the box, all you really get is the watch itself and a micro USB cable that's used for charging, and I imagine if you connect it to the computer there might be some apps and stuff that you can do, but most of the setup and configuration, all that kind of stuff will be done via the app on your phone itself. So some of the other key features here, there's a QR code over here if you want to kind of scan your own monitor to see that. NFC, Bluetooth, micro USB, IP57 certification for waterproof ruggedness, and they have it rated at 3 to 4 days of battery life, which kind of puts it right in between the Galaxy Gear and the Pebble. The Galaxy Gear is said to be about a day, maybe 2 of battery life, and the Pebble is said to last up to 7 days if you use it relatively lightly. And it says here that it is a phone remote with notifications, discreet, convenient, and you can customize with any 24mm wristband. That's another key advantage that it has over the Galaxy Gear, because with the Gear, the band is actually part of the phone itself, so you can't really use your own bands. And so in that case, this is very similar to the Pebble because you can use a standard band. It just comes with kind of a basic rubber one, and I think there's an upgraded model that has a metal band for like $15 more, but you can really use whatever you want. So let's get down to the unboxing and see if there's any tape holding this together. Yep, right here. Get that done. And then this should just open up, I think. Oh no, there's one more here. So I think this cardboard part just kind of comes off. And we're left with another box. So it just comes out the side. Sorry. Slides out the side there. This kind of stiff plastic part comes off. Put that aside. And then obviously the watch is shown front and center. This is a fake display right now, just showing what it would look like. So so the watch itself comes out just like that, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah, so here there's a button on top, I guess, and then we can pull this part out. There we go. And hidden behind there, actually a really convenient short micro USB cable. Some people might not like that it's a short, but with so many cables that are longer, having a shorter one like this is actually really useful to be able to charge smaller devices like this. So if you have a portable battery that you carry around with you, it's great having a shorter micro USB cable. So I'm sure you can use this with your smartphone and whatever else that you might have. Also in here is an activation code to use the Runtastic Pro app, a guide in not English, another guide in not English, another guide in not English, important information, non-English important information, and the startup guide, which runs you through the basics for how to charge the smartwatch 2, some of the overview of where the controls are. So it's showing that there's a light sensor up there, the main power button on the side, which has a styling that's similar to what you see on the Xperia Z and Z1 and stuff like that. You have the action keys here that are similar to what you'd have for people that are coming from Android. You already know what these are, the home button, the back button, and the menu button. So it's all pretty straightforward, and as well that is a touchscreen display, and the NFC is on the back of the watch. So it's telling you how to turn it on and off, and setting up the NFC. setting it up manually via Bluetooth, installing the extra application. So there is like a core SmartWatch 2 app that you need to manage the phone, and then there's additional apps for doing Facebook and Twitter and Gmail and things like that. So put all of those aside. Nothing else there. So they have the little foam thing in the middle here. And first impressions, actually pretty positive. Some people said that the watch strap feels cheap, and it is to a certain extent. It does feel, it is like a rubber strap, but you know, it's pretty well built, and it's not going to feel like a premium watch per se with the watch band, but like I said, with the 24mm band, you can replace it with just about anything. There's the power button on the side here. It has kind of a metal feel. That off. Accidentally pressed the power button actually, so it's booting up for the first time there, and you can kind of see the screen there. It's looking for my phone, which I obviously don't have the Bluetooth activated at the moment. I'll be going through more of a thorough review later on. But you can see the back button, home button, and menu button there. Power button on the side, USB connector on the other side, NFC on the back, and just your basic kind of watch band here with a couple of the loops there. So I guess the first thing it's doing is it's looking for my phone, and so won't go through that until a little bit later, but that gives you a quick sense of the proportions of the Sony SmartWatch 2. I guess you can see that it's a little bit taller than a standard USB connector like that. I don't really have anything else around that's for scale, but that should give you a sense of about how big it is. You know, obviously it's going to be a little bit bigger than like a small wristwatch, but it's actually not that much bigger than if you had a larger faced regular wristwatch. So that's just a really quick overview of the Sony SmartWatch 2. I'll be using it over the next little while to see how it goes and compares to the Pebble and the Galaxy Gear. I'm Michael Kwan with Beyond the Rhetoric. Make sure you stay tuned, and I'll be writing up the full review, probably posting it on megatechnews.com, so keep tabs on that. And thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, like, dislike, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks.